rain, but y'all really came out in this weather. Can y'all give it up for yourselves? No, I need to hear y'all. Can y'all give it up for yourselves? No, seriously, thank you all for coming out. Can y'all imagine this is our 5th annual night market here in the Overbrook community? Oh, I love it. Thanks, you for hyping me up. This was an idea that actually came to me about 5 years ago on the back of a napkin. I'm claiming it. From Greg Allen from the Overbrook West Neighbors. Can we give a shout out to the Overbrook West Neighbors? So they came to me 5 years ago just asking, what are your thoughts about bringing the rich Philadelphia Food Truck Festival, the food truck scene here in the city of Philadelphia? What do you think about bringing it to the Overbrook community? And I said, absolutely say less. Say less. We're bringing it here because we all remember when we were growing up, we always had to go to Manioc, we always had to go to Chestnut Hill. We never really had it in our backyard. But I just want to reinforce that this is what it looks like when community and government come together to produce something for the community. So again, can we clap it up for the 5th annual Overbrook Night Market? Now I got a lot of thank yous. I feel like Brad want to thank everybody too. I want to thank again the Overbrook West Neighbors. So we give a shout out for my staff that were out here at 2 o'clock. Can we give a shout out to the DJs? Shout out to all the food trucks that stayed. We scheduled 40. I think we're down to 38. But the lines are still wrapped around, which is so exciting. It's really about supporting our small businesses here in the city of Philadelphia, making sure that they feel our presence, they feel our economic buzz. So I want to thank all of them for coming out. I also want to thank our sponsors. I do not have a list, so please bring it on my head and not my heart. Well, we're getting ready to get a list. Let me get a list as soon as you can. But I want to thank all my sponsors. I know there's a lot of them out here. Please stop at their resource tables. And I also just want to take a second to just acknowledge that we are celebrating the 5th annual night market during Juneteenth. Can we say Juneteenth? I ain't hear you. Can we say Juneteenth? Why that is important, because we all know what it means to our community. It means, freedom for our people here in this country. But in this moment right now, where so many of our civil liberties are just under attack, we are begged to ask the question, what does it mean to be free in this country? And one of the reasons why we wanted to host this year on this date, because we wanted to reinforce that freedom means economic freedom. So when we're talking about small businesses, when we're talking about black and brown vendors that we want to invest in, we are reminded in this moment that it is about economic freedom, but it's also about freedom of who comes into your community, who comes into your neighborhood. And the only way that we are able to control where we live is that we continue to invest. We force government to invest. We partner with our nonprofits to again ensure that we are able to control our neighborhoods. And that is really what today is about. Again, I said I wouldn't talk long, but I'm a politician, so blame it again on my head and not my heart. But I also want to shout out our sponsors. I'll actually turn it over to Greg while I get it together. So can we bring up Greg Allen from Overbrook West Neighbors, who is not my partner in crime, but my partner in progress.
Progress, that's a good thing. So thank you, State Rep. And I apologize for the hoodie, but I'm looking crazy because we got caught in the rain. I can't follow that, right? But I'm going to have to. And the only thing I'm really going to add is if you've lived in West Philly and Overbrook as long as I have, then you remember how things used to be, right? And so that back in the napkin that we talked about was us talking about what could we do in the neighborhood that would bring people back, right? Make Lancaster Avenue alive again. Have Overbrook and Overbrook Farms and Winfield and Overbrook Park and all of West Philly and Philly come back. So I want to say thank you to State Rep Cephas, because when I came to her with that idea, she said, "You want some help?" And I was like, "Oh, please, Lord, thank you." Because this doesn't happen without her. So can we give her a round of applause, please? Let me say some of the other folks it doesn't happen without. The police department, all our contractors, the streets department. When we all leave, this place is cleaner than it started. So Parks and Rec is doing some stuff. We got all kinds of amazing folks out here. But thank you for everyone for helping us to reimagine the Upper Lancaster Avenue corridor. And I'm going to get you back to Rapsika, who's going to do the sponsor.
All right, I got the sponsor list. So shout out to Cobbs Creek Foundation. You know, they are reinvesting and revitalizing that Cobbs Creek golf course. There will be a September ribbon cutting and opening, and Tiger Woods is supposed to be here, so please come on out for that. We also have Penn Medicine, want to give a shout out to them. Philadelphia Foundation, the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office, Xfinity, Pico, PCOM, and Power 99. So can we clap it up for all of our sponsors? With that, I know we got Miss Juneteenth is here. Last one but not least, Bethana was an amazing sponsor, but we got Miss Juneteenth. Oh, great. We got PIDC. Thank you so much for being a sponsor. Everybody that has a tent out here is a sponsor, so please check them out. But again, I want to bring up Miss Juneteenth, West Philadelphia, homegrown. She's a student at Science Leadership Academy, Beaver, and has been doing some amazing things. Can we clap it up as to how beautiful she is and she's going to talk a little bit about what her focus is going to be. I'm a firm believer that we must invest in our young people, particularly in this moment, because they need to be sure to shape this nation and ensure that we are not going in the direction that we're going in. And the only way that we do that is that we bring them to the table so they can set the menu, they can set the agenda to ensure that we are not leaving this country worse off than what we found it. So.
Hey y'all, what's up, what's up, what's up? As y'all heard, my name's Iman. I believe that Juneteenth is more than slavery ended. It's about our lifelong love of Black culture, about storytelling, about love for our community and everything and more. But I just believe that we need to give more love to each other at the end of the day, because that's all we got. So just love one another and have fun, y'all. I want to welcome Mike and Angelique to the stage for some beautiful spoken words. Up for her, y'all. Come on, show some love, show some love.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Iman. Yes, invest in our youth, folks. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all can do better than that. Like, the rain stopped and everything is Juneteenth. Like, we out here black and joyful and free. Like, give it up for yourselves. So my name is Maya Angelique. I am a spoken word artist, local here to Philly. Thank you so much, Siobhan, as well as Angelica, for reaching out to me. Thank you so much to Dr. Craig Allen and, of course, Brett Morgan Cephas. Thank you for having me. So, if it's cool with y'all, I'd love to do a few poems for you. I'd love to speak life into you. That's what I'm passionate about, especially into my people. And what better day to do so? So, this first poem is called Platonic Love, and I feel like it's a form of love that we don't talk about enough. Like, when we're talking about like our relationships, our community, and everyone around us that we see that hold us down, I feel like that deserves more shine. So I'm about to do one of that. Alright. And if you hear something you like, you can snap, you can say, or you can just nod and look serious. For sure. Love the energy. If there's one thing in life that I had to learn the hard way, is that you can't do it alone. You need people who are willing to bring the sun to your doorstep when you can barely get out of bed, who slick holy oil over your most harrowing thoughts, who take hold of triune strands, because getting your hair braided sure ain't cheap nowadays, and you can't afford to be out here looking like you ain't been loved on. And although loyalty is a hot commodity, best believe that God's gems are stored up safely for those who value them, so why would he treat good friends any differently? You and your chosen people have been cut from the same cosmic cloth, so they're capable of wrapping you in the fabric of a love that you never knew. They've been equipped to understand what you can and can't handle, so you won't have to over-explain the things that pain you. Cynicism won't save you, and the days are getting darker, so you're going to need good folk who are willing to hunker down with you in the war room. And these days, although you need rest in the community, you're also going to need something that you need to fight for. So if you read, or if you hear this, I wish you love, like Regine and Khadijah, like Pam and Gina, like Kel and Keenan, like John and Gina. love like Regine and Max. I wish you love like Tom and Carlton, like Tommy and Martin, like Kim and Nisi, like Molly and Issa. Okay, maybe not that problematic. But I wish you the love that you were created for. And just because you ain't seen it yet doesn't mean that it don't exist. And if nobody's yet told you this, you are never too much. You are nothing short of a blessing than those who value you. There are still good people and we see you. Both your joy and your tears are welcome here. And we need you. Oh.